The best marketers for your brand. I can promise you right now before we start, if you do not implement this on your brand, you are missing out. So what do you think is the best way to do marketing for your brand? It is word of mouth. So I'm sure you didn't think of it because throughout this whole course we've only been talking about paid advertising. But if you think about it, all the big brands out there, I'm talking about Apple level, Tesla, they don't even have a big marketing budget. The best marketers for their brands are all just people telling each other. You can see it in real life right now. If I see someone with an Android, I'm always saying to them, why don't you have Apple? Of course, that's in my case, but the biggest marketers for Tesla and Apple are people who spread it with the word of mouth. And how can you do that? Basically, you just have to deliver a very good product and deliver very good service. Without delivering a good product and without delivering good service, there is literally no way people are going to spread a positive message about you. So of course, this can also break your brand. But when you sell a great product and people tell it to each other and a friend of them or a family member of them also buys it, you gotta realize you don't have to pay a second time the advertising cost on it. So the margins are much higher. Obviously, we are not Apple or Tesla, which has trillions of dollars of budget, but I'm gonna show you in this secret a practical way how you can implement this on your brand today. So basically, the most practical and best way to implement this on your brand today is to make your whole comment section of your ads one big forum. For the people that don't know what I'm talking about, if you are scrolling through TikTok or you are scrolling through Facebook, I'm sure most of you don't have Facebook, but I'm sure you have TikTok. What is the first thing you do if you watch a TikTok video? You always look at the comment section. And it's the same with YouTube. It's just ingrained in you as subconscious behavior that you always check the comment section. Your customers do the same on your ads. Let's say we run on ads on Facebook and Instagram. If people are interested, the first thing they are gonna do is check the comment section. And if you do not utilize the comment section, you are missing out, I'm telling you. So there are 3 ways how you can tackle this. The first way is that you don't do anything. You basically let it go, you don't have any filter on your comments, you don't put any positive comments under there, and you just let your comment section be how it is. You just let it organically grow and you let people comment on it there, but you don't control or manage it. What will happen then is that your comment section will be one big Wild West. You have people comment, tag each other, you have negative people, you have people saying AliExpress, you have people say, oh, maybe I want this for my kid, or maybe I want to buy this for my brother, and you have a lot of people tagging each other, but overall a lot of bullshit. And of course, if you are delivering a good product, if you have a good branding, your comment section will probably be decent, but you will not be using the fullest potential of it. But as you see, if you choose this first way and you do not control it, you'll see that your comment section will work against you. So the second way how you can tackle this is that you filter out the bad comments. So right now on my Facebook profile in front of me, we have the Facebook profile of Blendmate, and I'm gonna show you how you can filter out the bad comments so there's only normal, decent and good comments under your ads. So as we're on here, you can go to the settings. That's the first thing we do. We go to the settings. You have probably by now you have made your Facebook profile. If you have not done that, please go back to the course and make your Facebook profile first. But let's go to the settings. If you go to the settings, we're on Blendmate right now. You can scroll down. These settings change a lot of times. I know Meta is like putting a lot of updates. So this is where it is right now with on my settings, but it could be changing on your side. So take that into account. But right now it is here saying on content moderation, it is saying no words are being blocked from the page. So if we open this, you'll see that it's saying choose a list of words, phrases or emojis you want to hide from your page. So basically we can put in words in here which get automatically filtered out in our ads. So what would I put in here? I would just put in all kinds of negative words in here which you do not want on your ads. For example, I would add in here AliExpress. That's the first word I would add. AliExpress, trash. If you're selling in any local markets, then add the local translation of some words that are negative towards your brand. For example, bullshit, trash, you name it. Also, I would also hide words like dropshipping, scam, words like these just because you do not want them to have under your comments. With this way you can basically filter out the bad comments so you will only see decent or good comments under your ads. Of course, there's always a few comments which slip through and you'll see that and you have to add that through in the filter. So the third and best way how you can tackle this is by adding artificial positive comments under your ads. And of course, also filter out the negative comments. So it's a hybrid of the 2 and 3. There are a few ways how to tackle this, but the best way to tackle this is to get it organically. How do you get it organically? Basically, deliver good products and ask those customers which have received a good product to leave a good review under your ads. They can put something like, hey, I've bought it for my son and it's great, I would definitely recommend it, or something in that manner. If there's a photo or video with it, it works even better. Of course, you can also buy profiles and ask artificial your friends or family to leave comments, but I'll leave that out right now. You could do that hypothetically if you don't have any customers yet, and it's basically free to do that, but I wouldn't recommend it directly to you. And there's also a possibility that you're gonna reach out to people who have commented under your ads already. Maybe they've just tagged someone or they've said something random. Basically DM them with your Facebook profile and just ask them, hey, would you want to leave a comment under our post in exchange for a free product? And most of the time they will say yes, of course, I'll do it. And here you have it. You have positive comments under your ads. And as I said before, most people will check the comment section anyways. So you gotta realize this very simple fact. Most people follow sheep behavior. Unfortunately, this is the hard truth. If people go to your comment section, they are already some sort of interested. Otherwise, they wouldn't go to your comment section. And if they are in your comment section and the only thing they see is positive comments, hey, I bought it for my son and he's so happy with it. I've seen this before and now I'm gonna buy it. All with images or videos. Most people are subconsciously suddenly gonna think, what is so fun about the product? Maybe I should test it out. And then they'll go to your product page, and then of course you gotta put in the buy-up psychology again of not giving them a reason not to buy anymore. You gotta convince them on your product page that this is a no-brainer deal, like we discussed before. And once you got these profiles, you can basically have them in your contact list, and you can contact them every time you need more comments, and you can basically pay them a small fee for it every time they do it. From my experience, adding social proof, I call it social proof, yes, under your ads can make from a very bad ad a decent one, can make a decent one a great one, and if your ad is already great and you add social proof, it can go exponential. So another way how you can utilize your comment section is by using it as a forum. I heard Luke saying about this as well. Basically, let's say you're selling a dog product and people tag each other on your comments, which you organically already get, and people are talking about their dog. Basically, comment with your company profile. You can just comment under their comment and ask them, hey, can you share a photo of your dog? And it will be very organically, people are going to share their own dog. And you can, even if you want to get it to the more extreme, you can even start a beef on your comment section, and you can get it like a fake profile, make a fake profile, and then comment under when someone has left a comment with their photo of their dog. You can even say, hey, your dog is ugly, and then they'll come back on it, and you can get really political on it, and then you have a lot of organic traffic. But that's an extreme way which you could utilize if you want, and that way you can add a lot of social proof to your comment section. So again, if you do not utilize this for your brand, you are missing out. There's gonna be one last secret after this one. We hacked the TikTok algorithm to let every video go viral. So stay tuned for that one, and I'll see you in there. Ciao. So you've arrived at the final module. So for the people that still don't understand what I'm talking about, I'll try to explain it to you in a different way. Let's say I'm a fisher. I'm fishing in the ocean and I just caught a very big net of fish. And these fish are your customers. What our responsibility is as an owner of a web shop is that we have to put each fish in the right box. And that box is that this particular fish, this customer, sees the right language and the right currency. And this all has to be seamless without any loading speed, and all automatically, because we do not want any manual work. So that's basically what we have done with this structure which we have in front of us. It doesn't matter where a customer comes from, even if they're from Australia, UK, you name it, they will automatically go to the right language and the right currency. As you see on here, we are in the UK. Right now you're seeing a pop-up, but this is an email pop-up, but this doesn't matter. But what you're seeing with a lot of brands is that automatically, if I'm from the Netherlands, I'm going to another store, you immediately see a pop-up of like, hey, you're in the wrong store. And I'm telling you right now, that is where you lose most of your customers. If the customers get a pop-up saying that they're in the wrong store, they probably click away and they're gone and they won't come back again. So you don't want any pop-ups. You want to have it all seamlessly. Every fish, every customer has to land in the right box. Then you're probably asking right now, how did we get this structure? Well, don't ask me how, but I'm gonna open the normal browser again. But basically, via, don't ask me how, but I got in contact with the developer of HighSmell, their main developer. I've done a consultancy with him and he literally set up this exact structure which they set up for them, for us. So as you see on our website, we have the exact same structure as HighSmell, but even more expanded and even more improved. And this is literally the way to scale internationally. We use Shopify Plus, we have multiple stores under there, but it doesn't matter where a customer comes from. We can just lead them to the main domain and they'll all come into the right language and the right currency. And most important, it's all seamless. And again, it's that easy to reach 100K a day. Right now, it might sound impossible to you, but I mean it when I say that with the right persistence and the right mindset and with this structure, it is very much possible to scale to 100K per day. If you do already doing 20K in the US, and you do another 20K in UK, and then you do another 20K in Europe, and you just have to fill up the other 40K with all the remaining countries, it's very much possible. And also with the hybrid structure and the agent we shared, you can literally scale worldwide with just having your stock on one single place within 7 days. So to emphasize my point even more, I want to show you that how other brands are doing it wrong. For example, I'm gonna open Try Snow, their website right now. I've showed this brand multiple times in this course. If you're sharp, you've paid attention, you've seen these tea whitening brands come by a lot. So I want to show how other brands are doing it wrong, and it could be a weakness, right? We already went over the point to spot weaknesses in other brands, and this is one of the weaknesses. Pay attention in here. So for example, let's say if I want to add this Snow at Home tea whitening kit, right? I add it to my cart and I just go through their funnel from a customer's perspective because I'm a customer right now. So I go to the checkout. So I'm gonna fill in my private information in here, put in my address, and I'm gonna click on continue. And basically we're going to proceed. We'll see a shipping way. We're gonna choose a shipping way. And this is already a very good tip I can give you. We're seeing in here $73 for shipping. I mean, I've never seen it before, but if I have to pay $70 for just a shipment for an order which costs $99, I am lost. I mean, that's just twice the price. But of course, like I said before, with the hybrid way and the hybrid structure with the agent we have, it's very fast shipping. Even within seven days, not even working days, just 7 calendar days, you can get it worldwide to each customer. So that's already the first tip I can give. You cannot charge this for shipping. I think that's already pretty logical for you that you cannot charge this for shipping, and you'll lose 99.9% of the customers already there. But of course, with the agent we already shared, you don't have to do this anymore. So that's already solved if you paid attention. So let's say if we continue to payment, basically before we gonna choose a payment method, one thing that if you are sharp and you already paid attention, I am from Amsterdam, right? Why am I seeing US dollars right now? And why am I seeing an English website? That's the first thing you had to notice. I am going to the website of Try Snow and I'm seeing an English website with US dollars. That's where you lost me. If I'm from Netherlands, let's say I'm from France or I'm from Germany and I do not speak English, you lost me. Do you know the percentage of people who do not speak good English in France or Germany or Netherlands? Probably Dutch people can speak better English than most French people. Not a generalization, but I know that for a fact. But still, if you want to target a lot of countries in Europe, you need to do everything natively. Of course, you can target the customer with just an English website, but just know that your conversion will be much lower. And from my experience, it's much better to target them natively. Natively means in their native currency, their native language. And of course, with the solution I'm giving you, you can do everything natively seamless. So as you see on here, I already spotted 3 mistakes. Very big ones, by the way. You lost me at the shipping, and that's the first thing, you lost me at the shipping. But before you lost me at the shipping, you already lost me at the language, and you also lost me at the currency. So let's say I want to pay with Klarna. Okay, let's say in a hypothetical scenario, best case scenario, I can speak English. My English very well, I know it, but I can speak English, and I don't care that it's US dollars. Well, I want to pay afterwards because I know Klarna, I don't know what Afterpay is, I don't like PayPal, I don't like credit cards, I don't like ShopPay, and I also don't like Buy Now, Pay Later. So I'm gonna choose Klarna. Well, I'm gonna choose Klarna and I'm gonna click on complete order. Well, let's see what happens. And what kind of pop-up are we seeing right now? We can't offer you this payment method option right now. Unfortunately, we can't offer you any payment method at this moment. Please choose a different payment method to complete your purchase. I can tell you right now, you lost 99.9% of the customers. So as you see right now, I'm on Snow's website. Snow is doing above $100,000 per day. I spotted 10 weaknesses on their website by just going on there. The first thing I saw was US dollars, which you lost already a percentage of people who came to your website. Second, I saw an English website. Again, you lost another part of your website from your visitors. Then I go to the add to cart, I'm seeing a shipping price of $70, you lost me again. Another 50% that goes off. And now I'm trying to pay with Klarna. I cannot pay with Klarna because it's a different currency. Well, you lost everyone and you're basically left with 0. Maybe that one crazy person who is gonna proceed anyways. There's a very, very small percentage of people. So as you see, this brand is doing it completely wrong. Don't blame them, but learn from it, take inspiration from it. As you see, I spotted 10 weaknesses on here, and this is something I would improve on this brand if I would take inspiration from them. Basically, with the structure which I explained to you here, we do everything natively. Everyone sees the right language, the right currency seamlessly in their native language. So just to be clear, how we structure the stores is per currency. I have the European store where I do all the European countries and I use a language translator, a translation software, and I have Sweden where I have Swedish crowns, UK have British pounds, US have US dollars, etc, etc. Basically, we use Shopify Plus to structure it per currency, per store, because that's the best way to structure it. Believe me, I have tried multiple options, but this is the best way to structure it. Well, you're probably thinking right now, where do I start? Normally, I don't share any of my contacts. I keep my circle small, but because it's Capital Club, I'm gonna share the HighSmart developer in the description below. And you can contact his VA asking for him to set up this structure for you as well. But please remember, if you're doing below 50 to 100K per month, it's not interesting to set this structure up yet. Once you're up and running and you're, let's say, above 50K per month, if you set up this structure, your brand can literally do 10x. Especially with this structure, it's very much possible to reach 100K per day and you'll reach it easily. So if you want to 10x your brand's revenue and bring your brand completely to the next level, go parabolic, then send a WhatsApp to the number here below here and I'll wait for your screenshot where you've done 10x your revenue in my DMs. Congratulations, you finished the whole course and now you know how to build your own $1 million brand. In this final lesson, I'll show you the keys how you can excel to the next levels. It's gonna be more of a mindset lesson, but please don't underestimate it. It sounds very cliche, but mindset is everything at the end of the day. So I want to start off with one of the most important lessons I've learned throughout my career, and that's setting goals. Why is it so important to set goals? Because imagine when you're driving your car and you didn't set a navigation. How do you know where to drive to? You could end up in the water, you could end up in the desert, but everything except where you want to drive to, because you don't know where the destination is. And that's why it's so important to set goals. You need to know, where do I have to go to? So I'm gonna give you a very practical way how you can set goals. This has helped me in the beginning of my career and back in 2020 to reach all my goals. And even as of today, I'm still using this method. So pause the video and grab pen and paper right now, because I'm not gonna wait. Once you've grabbed your pen and paper, I want you to write very big on top of the page, Goals 2023. And I want you to put 6 circles below Goals 2023. Next to the first circle, you're gonna put first $100 day on Shopify. The second circle, you're gonna put first $500 day on Shopify. And in the third circle, you're gonna put first 1K day on Shopify. On the fourth circle, I want you to put first 2K day on Shopify. In the fifth circle, you put first 5K day on Shopify. And in the last circle, you put first 10K day on Shopify. Of course, if you're more advanced, you can put different numbers. Feel free to customize it. So once you've written this down, grab the paper, hang it next to your door, or put it next to your bed. I want you to be confronted by it every day. The reason we set the goals this way is because it starts with very small wins. These small goals give you a lot of confidence that you'll reach the next one. We start off with a €100 day, and I genuinely believe everyone can do €100 on Shopify. So I want you to realize this. You got this paper in front of you. If you do not give up until these goals are reached, there is not a possibility where you do not win. I'm gonna repeat myself. If you do not give up until these goals are reached, how can you lose? The only option is for you to win. I want you to make a promise to yourself. Promise yourself, looking at these goals, that you won't stop until you've reached these goals. You'll do everything that's necessary until you've reached these goals. Once you've made this promise to yourself, there is literally no possibility that you won't reach them. So put it next to your wall, somewhere where you see it every day, get confronted by it, and send me all these screenshots when you reach all of these goals. Because I'm sure when you watch this course and you're gonna implement everything directly, you will reach them. So next, I wanted to highlight this quote from Luke Belmar. He is saying, broke is a condition of the mind and not the pocket. I'm gonna repeat myself one more time. Broke is a condition of the mind and not the pocket. Shout out to Luke Belmar, by the way, but it's so fucking true. Why do you think that most lottery winners get broke after they won the lottery? Because they are not a millionaire in their mind before they became a millionaire in their pocket. It's so fucking important that you first become a millionaire in your mind before you can become a millionaire in your pocket. Otherwise you'll lose it, I can guarantee you. And that brings me to my second point. Being born broke isn't a choice, but dying broke is. If you are born in a first world country, there is literally no excuse for you not to be rich. Of course, when you're born broke, that's out of your control. But dying broke is in your control. So to close off this lesson, I want you to remember this very simple life lesson. Always remember to keep a macro overview of what's happening and to move quickly. Whenever you're on your laptop just micromanaging like this, the whole day, just being on the customer support, doing media buying, you do not see on a helicopter view what is happening. It is so important that you keep a vision of where you want to go. You do not want to be micromanaging on your computer the whole day. That's not what you want. You need to have a macro overview of what's happening, have a helicopter view, know what are the next 5 moves I have to make to reach my goals. And next to that, more importantly, you have to do it quickly. I've said it so many times in this course. Whatever you do it quickly. You do not have time to lose. The sooner you know if something works or it doesn't work, you can either move on from it and go to the next opportunity or go all in on it. But the sooner you know, you can commit to it, and the sooner you commit to it, the sooner you can reach your goals. You do not have time to lose. To close off this lesson, I want to talk to you watching this right now. Yes, I'm talking to you. I literally gave you the whole blueprint how you can build your own $1 million brand. I could give you all the knowledge I have, but it wouldn't matter if you wouldn't take action on it. So I want to close off this whole course with just this. If I can do it, you can too. So I want to show my appreciation that you made it until this point in the course. Feel free to follow me on Instagram if you want to see more insights from me. Feel free to DM me if you have any questions about the course. And again, if I can do it, you can too. So the best secret of all, the way to go viral with every TikTok video you post organically. So you might have seen it on your own For You page, that would be a good sign, but here is Bright Sports TikTok. I have it in front of me right now. As you see, we have 153k followers, we have 3.8 million likes, and we post almost daily. I have to say that we do not post daily, but sometimes we do, but we try to post as much as possible. And I think this is our best case study in here because I've done it myself. I put my team into it and teach them on how to go viral with every TikTok video. Before we dive into our videos, I want to explain what the requirements are to go viral on TikTok. Basically, virality on TikTok means that the algorithm favors you above others. The way you go viral is by 1, adding a lot of likes, 2, getting a lot of comments, 3, getting a lot of saves, and 4, getting a lot of shares. Basically, a hybrid and mix of all these 4 will be a recipe for success. And of course, watch time also plays a role. The algorithm at the end of the day just wants people to keep them hooked on the app. And if you can keep people hooked on the app and keep them watching, the algorithm will favor you and put your video above everyone else's. So long story short, if you can keep a viewer hooked on the app, they will favor you above others and you'll get virality. And how can we do this in a practical way? Well, let's dive right into our TikTok account. So I have a lot of case studies in here, but I'll show most of our viral videos and explain to you the breakdown on the ortal process before we posted this video and why it went viral. For example, we got a couple of them which went really, really viral. I have one with 1.1 in here, 2.1 we posted last time. We have 1.2 in there, but a couple of them which went really viral. So the first one I'm gonna dive deep into is the one that has one of the most views of all, which is gonna be this one. Here I'm gonna turn the audio off, but as you're probably reading it, I'll first let you see it. So if you're sharp, it is saying, does the basketball charge? The answer is no, doesn't charge. You only have to charge it overnight. So if you're smart and you're sharp, that contradicts each other, right? And that's obviously stupid because we're saying you don't have to charge the ball, but you only have to charge it overnight. That's like something obviously stupid, but it's controversial because people will comment about it saying, what the fuck, that doesn't make sense. Then we already have the first part locked. We have people commenting about it. Second, people are sharing about it because they say, look at this brand, they're saying something stupid. And that's basically our recipe to go viral, controversy. And of course, we don't want to get that controversial on the level of Andrew Tate that we get cancelled. You can literally, without touching the limits, get viral with a little bit of controversy. You just have to give them a reason to comment under your TikToks. Say something obviously stupid, which is so obvious that they have to comment about it because it triggers them. You gotta realize most of these kids on here are not that old and they just want to be the smart guy and just post on it, comment in there. So if we say something stupid like this, of course they're gonna comment and they're gonna share it with their friend and their friend's also gonna comment. And another case study which I want to show you as well is, here we have this one. I'm gonna let you see it first. So as you're reading on here, we're saying, guys, Adidas doesn't even have TikTok, so you can't tag them. So nobody can even tell them to steal our products. Good try. Are you getting it? We are saying Adidas doesn't have TikTok, so you cannot tag them. What do all the smart TikTok kids gonna think? Huh? Adidas does have TikTok, and I can tag them. What are you gonna do? As you see in the comment section in here, we have almost 100,000 comments of people just tagging Nike and Adidas. I can't even imagine Adidas, their TikTok blowing up with 100,000 comments basically tagging our products in there. So as you see, it's again controversy, but of course not to the limit that we get cancelled or that we get hate, but it's just something obviously stupid, which works very well for us. So now you're probably thinking, if I'm selling something else, I'm not selling these glowing balls, how can I implement this to my products? The way to go viral is to implement something obviously stupid or controversial to your video, so you make people comment or share it. And comment will be the best way to get virality. So let's say you're selling portable blenders, you have to make something up, be creative about this to create a video at home. As you see, our videos are just created at home, literally no studio needed, just filmed with iPhone, that works best, simple text over it, so you cannot give me the excuse that you cannot make it and you do not have money to make it. The only thing you have to do is you have to be creative. So I genuinely believe that you can let every product go viral on there once you have this recipe figured out. So that's basically our TikTok. This is the way how we went viral with every video we posted. We basically hacked the algorithm, but I want to make one thing very clear. I see it everywhere online right now. They're saying TikTok organic is the blue ocean. You gotta do TikTok organic. Organic is the way. I can tell you right now, the conversion from this is very, very low. So even if we have tens of millions of views, we do not get millions of dollars of sales out of this. Just because most people who are on TikTok are mostly kids or young people who do not even have a credit card. Obviously they can tell their parents to buy it, but it's still not that high converting. Even when our products are the main center of the video, still the conversion is not that very high. Because people are just scrolling on there and they're not intended to buy something, and most people do not have a credit card like I told you. So the quality of the traffic is also very low. And I do want to give you the advice. First, master paid ads before you go into TikTok organic. You cannot be dependent on a TikTok organic video going viral. It's like hoping for a crypto pump. It's out of your control. And with paid advertising, you have the control in your hands and you decide if something works or doesn't work. And with paid ads, you are in the driver's seat. Of course, with TikTok organic, you can do everything to let it go viral, but still, you are in the passenger seat here and you do not have control if something goes viral or not. And you do not want to be a bitch of the algorithm. If you're going to pursue TikTok organic, let's say you have created a video which you think, or an angle which you think has great potential, but it just doesn't go viral. Then what I would do is just create 10 different hooks, because the hook, like I told you on the creative side before, the hook is the most important part on TikTok organic. The first 3 seconds which I'm talking about. So let's say you create a video and it just doesn't go viral, but you still see potential in it. What I would do is I would repurpose it in 10 different angles until it fucking hits. I have seen the craziest persistence from some people. They just believed in this particular angle. They just repurposed it, reassessed it, posted it again, and then after 5 times it finally went viral. But again, TikTok organic is great, but first master paid ads and then go into TikTok organic. Because at the end of the day, if you figure out TikTok organic, it's still free traffic. And who doesn't like free traffic? I mean, everything you sell through TikTok organic has very high margins, right? Because you don't have any advertising costs. But just don't be dependent on it. Just like I said before, it's like hoping for a crypto pump and you do not want to be dependent on something out of your control. So I'm sure after the value I've shared, you're going to go viral, and I'll see your products on my For You page. So lesson 2, the long-term plan, an exit of $10 million plus. I think with the right work ethic and the right persistence, you can exit it for $10 million plus. So if you want to exit your brand for $10 million, it's very important that you have a long-term brand vision. What do I mean with that? Every big brand out there has a long-term brand vision. For example, if you look at Nike, their vision is if you have a body, you're an athlete. By the way, a very good book from Shoe Dog Phil Knight, very recommended read about building his Nike brand. But aligning with their vision is their product line. They are selling that everything what an athlete might need, or anything what a body could wear. Selling shoes, pants, shirts, everything A to Z, what an athlete could wear or need. And that's so important, having a long-term brand vision, seeing where your brand could be in 5 to 10 years. Of course, long-term could be different for everyone. You could also have a long-term brand vision for 2 or 3 years. But it's very important that you have a vision where you will see your brand standing in that particular time frame. Let's say if I want to have a long-term brand vision of 5 years, then I want to know, how does my brand look? How big is it? How much revenue are we doing? Are we in retail stores? What kind of celebrities are promoting my products? How does our product line look? Connected to that, you can also have an exit goal. Let's say in 5 years, my exit goal is to sell it for 10 million plus. Then you can reverse engineer it and do the math on approximately how much revenue and profit you have to do to sell it for that amount. So that's why it's so important to have a long-term brand vision, so you have a North Star where you can build towards. We want to work towards a possible exit of the brand. And then you're probably asking, how? Well, you have to expand your product line. For example, if I am selling portable blenders with BlendMate or case study in here, I wouldn't see myself as a portable blender brand. I would see myself as a health brand. I could sell everything a body needs for a customer to elevate their health. I could add protein powders, I could add smoothie mixes, I could add any supplement or whatever fits in a blender. I could go into each fitness product because I would see myself as a health brand. That's so important. I wouldn't just limit myself to just these portable blenders. Same with Sport. I mean, I don't see myself as just a glowing ball brand. I see myself as a brand that can sell everything an athlete needs. We could sell any sports product that's out there. It's so very important that you just don't limit your vision to just the products that you're selling right now. Why would you limit yourself to just those products? But you should expand your product line into everything your brand vision aligns with. For example, right now, if I would start a brand right now, for instance, could be our blender brand. We are selling portable blenders, right? We could add supplements, we could add protein powders, or anything that has something with health related. But which is very important in here is that with supplements, I could add MRR. Those three letters stands for monthly recurring revenue rate. If I would start a brand from scratch right now in 2023 or 2024, whenever you're watching this, I would very much focus on products which people could buy a second or third time. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I'm gonna play open book. With the issues with the balls I'm selling is that if a person buys a ball, it's not as obvious for them to then buy a second or third bright ball because they just need one bright ball. Why would they need a couple of balls? Of course, they have children or they could have more brothers and sisters or anything in that sense. But still, if I would start a brand from scratch right now, I would for sure focus on a brand that has monthly recurring revenue rate potential. Of course, that could be, for example, with the blenders. I would sell supplements because supplements get empty, right? You need new supplements every month. If I'm gonna add protein powders, I can sell them protein powders each month and put them on a subscription. Because you gotta realize, when you want to do an exit, if you have a very good monthly recurring revenue rate, you have a customer base that comes back every month, your valuation skyrockets. So that's for sure where I would focus on if I would build a brand from scratch right now. Second, build up organic traffic and sales and big social following. The bigger you are on social medias and you have a lot of organic traffic, the higher your brand valuation gets. Because you gotta see it like this. If a possible buyer of your brand sees that you're very dependent on paid advertising, it's just a higher risk for them to buy. And if you have a very big email list and you have people who just buy from you each month, which is guaranteed, your valuation just skyrockets. Same with having very big social medias, which is aligned, of course, with having a lot of organic traffic. This is why I highlight our TikTok organic lesson in this course so much. Because that way, with TikTok, you can literally go viral this easily. And I think the window of opportunity of going viral this easily is closing. So immediately take action on the lesson I'm giving you here. And third, and which is very most important, make cash every month. At the end of the day, possible buyers are going to look for brands that make money each month. A possible buyer would want to see that our brand is making cash each month. At the end of the day, it's about EBITDA. For the people that don't know what I'm talking about, EBITDA basically means your profit. So I could dive very deep into how a possible exit works and how the process works, but I could make a completely separate course about it. In our industry, they mostly look at the EBITDA of the last 12 months. So they basically look at what is the profit of the last 12 months of your brand, and then they put a multiplier on that particular profit. And that multiplier is going to be dependent on tons of factors. It could be LTV, average order value, your organic traffic, what kind of products are you selling? Are you having recurring traffic? How big is your social media? Do you have MRR like we discussed before? And all of these things take into play with the valuation. Also, which is very important, of course, is market conditions. I mean, a lot of times the buyers, potential buyers, these private equity or any other buyers, most of the times they take out a loan from the central bank or from any banks. So the interest rate which central bank is giving out is also playing a big role on your multiplier. Another important note is we want to sell our brand in an uptrend and not a downtrend. This is very important. Nobody wants to buy your store when it's in a downtrend and you're desperate to sell. So if you want to sell your brand, do it in an uptrend. Of course, you do not know when the uptrend is, but if you're hitting record highs, maybe it's a good time to sell. And of course, everything I'm explaining here is all up to you. You don't have to exit your brand at all. But I assume that if you're watching this, that you are a hustler and you want to make as much money as possible. And if you want to make as much money as possible, I would scale your brand to the moon worldwide with the agents and the structure which I told you about, and then exit after a couple of years. Of course, you could build the next Gymshark or the next Nike. But if you hustle like me, scale your brand to the moon and then sell it. So it may sound very unrealistic to you, a $10 million exit. I haven't even seen $1 million in my whole lifetime. Well, I can tell you right now, it is very much possible. Like I said in the beginning, with the right persistence and the right mindset and with the right network, you can reach this. In the next and also the last lesson, I'll teach you about goal setting and reaching the next levels. I'll see you there.